This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Let's talk about the next match here. This is the last Divas title match on pay-per-view. Of course, they're going to award the winner at WrestleMania the new women's championship. I guess technically the Divas title is on the line at WrestleMania. You know what I'm talking about, though. Here we go. It's Charlotte and Brie Bella. They get plenty of time here, 12 minutes and 26 seconds. At one point, Brie Bella is going to mock Charlotte by doing the strut. There's a funny story there, as when Reed Flair was in high school, he lost a match, and the kid who beat him did the strut. Reed then attacked the kid, and there was a big-time scene. Charlotte was cut on her nose. She put Bella in a triangle and kept slamming her on the mat. Brie did the Nikki Bella forearm for a near fall. The finish saw Brie hit the missile dropkick, and she started selling her left leg. She used Daniel Bryan kicks, and it should be noted she was wearing the furry stuff that Bryan wore on his boots, and the crowd was super into that last few minutes, although it was rough early. Charlotte tried a figure four, but Bella reversed it into the yes lock, turned it into a half crab. The crowd was at this point the hottest it had been the entire show. The story is that because of her earlier leg injury, she couldn't put all the pressure on the half crab. Charlotte kicks out and Bella's neck gets caught on the ropes. Charlotte then uses the figure eight for the submission, 2 3/4 stars. Pretty remarkable that the biggest reaction at this point is the ladies. And it shows you that the fans really are ready for this women's revolution. We just talked about how hot they were for Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler, but Meltzer thought they were even hotter for this. You and I have gushed over Nikki Bella here on the show about how she was underrated and a great in-ring performer, but now we're seeing her sister Brie in there. What did you think of this match with Charlotte and Brie and how hot the crowd was for it?
Well, Brie was good hand too. I think those girls were underrated. I really do. And I think the fact that, Brie doing some of Daniel's moves would endear her to the crowd, which helped. I think Charlotte was percolating and getting a little better each time, each outing. And again, she's a natural. I think the main thing is they probably took their time and told a great story with everything they were doing. They didn't rush anything, and they had enough time to tell that story. And if you go back, even though there were some really good female performers, now the business had started to evolve. It truly was a difference in the diva push of the girls and the women's division. It was two different things, and we were starting to see that come together. And they had a good, clean finish, with a good, clean story. And I just think it was starting to really, really percolate, and you saw what was to come, and it's just continued to get better on a performance level with the women. But I think that was a turning point.
Really good match, especially for the crowd heat. I want to mention Stupid Ass Stan, our producer here on the show, has told me that it turns out, the title was on the line at Roadblock 2. Whew, a lot of pay-per-views here in this era. A little note from the Observer about autograph signings really caught me off guard. He says, a note on WWE talent when it comes to autograph signings is that they are not allowed to do signings if there's a ring up for third parties, or at least that's the general rule. For instance, Shawn Michaels, who comes at a very high price, can still sign in conjunction with an indie show, but he can't be there once the ring is put up or be there when the show takes place. I'm fascinated by this. You were doing signings at this time. Was this a real rule?
I never heard that.
Seems weird.
I don't think WWE contract talent were allowed to do anything.
Right.
Unless WWE booked them and booked it. And it was never be in a independent show setting. I can't imagine that. Don't think that's a real thing.
Let's get to... Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money, it's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.